Welcome to a quick introduction video on the Hyrel InkJet head, perfect for dispensing inks, including conductive inks on your printer. The first thing we'll need is a DXF file. I'm just using my CAD software here and exporting it as a DXF. Feel free to find them online or produce them in your software of choice. Alright, moving over to the Repertoire software, we can see our InkJet head is loaded in slot 2. And we can click through the parameters. The important one here is to keep power at 1%. We don't want to increase it or else we'll damage the cartridge. Now we can import our DXF file into the Repertoire software, just like this, and then we can reposition it to however we want. If it ends up off in the corner, we can just quickly center it using this button here. Then we want to move over to params. Okay, the first thing we'll do is select the head type. We're looking for the InkJet head. So scroll down, select InkJet 1. Next, we want to set the position. I have it in the second position from the left, so that's yoke 1, head 2. Okay, let's just expand the window a little bit. If you hover over the parameters, you can see a comment on what each box represents. So here, I'm just going to set these all to 1 millimeter. For now, I'm just going to keep it 1 millimeter above the surface when I'm printing, but you'll need to fine-tune this based on the type of ink that you're using. The feed rate, I'm just testing right now. I'm going to slow it down a little bit to 1500, and then scrolling down to the bottom, we can set our power. It's very important, once again, that we keep this at 1% for our InkJet heads. Then we can process it, process DXF file. Now this will pop up, just ignore that and hit yes here, and then it will generate our Gcode. I'm just going to remove the DXF file to reduce the clutter. You can leave it in there, it's no problem. But then move over and we can see our Gcode. So we're going to have to modify the Gcode a little bit. I'm using the engine HR. So the first thing I'm going to add is my M660, which is the head Z offset. There are other videos on setting the Z offset, so check those out if you need a refresher. Next, I'm just going to tell the machine to home before we start. So that's adding G28, Z0. We're going to home the Z first, and then we're going to home X and Y with G28, X0, Y0. After that, because I set my M660, now I need to tell it to use this offset. So the first move, I'm going to set it to Z1 and write H1 so it invokes that offset. Now scrolling down to the very bottom, I'm going to tell it to home again when I'm done. That's personal preference. Some people just like to move the Z up a little bit, but whatever you like to do, that is fine. Just be careful that it doesn't crash. That's why we home the Z first and then we home the X and Y. After that, we're going to type the line M30, and that's going to end all processes and finish our print.